I was reading a book, listening to a podcast about the anxious generation, and it kind of talked about how Gen Z. What, dude?
Nothing.
You got something on your mind?
You sniffled.
No, I didn't. How'd you wait? I'm sorry. How'd you lead that story off?
I don't know because you cut it off 8
times. Reading a book and what?
I was
watching
reading
a podcast.
Watching a podcast.
Reading a book and watching a podcast. Number one, that is the definition of the anxious generation. That's what that was. That's all I was laughing at. Number two, you're not retaining any information that way.
How am I not retaining any information?
Reading a book and listening
It's
to
not the same time.
Well, say that.
It's about the same time.
Well, say that.
Most people can discern the difference. You done?
Yeah.
Cutting everybody off in the room when they're trying to talk?
Sorry.
It's getting kind of hot in here, isn't it?
I don't have any more layers.
You have a T-shirt on. I see it.
But it's just black.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what I was trying to say.
You're reading a podcast, listening to a book about the anxious generation. Not at the same time, though.
You said reading a podcast.
Reading a podcast, listening to a book about the anxious generation. What'd you learn?
Gen Z, they went through puberty when social media hit, and it really changed everybody. Everybody started comparing, everything was online. That's why the depression spiked. But the guy was like, they're still lucky because they're the last generation that won't have servants to do everything for them.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Why is that lucky?
Just because, yeah, I mean, everyone's going to be hyper soft and not be able to think for themselves. Like even now, think about even yourselves or anybody you see. Anytime there's a commercial, anytime there's any break in any substance in the world, everybody just grabs their phone. Like nobody has their own thoughts anymore. You're just being fed information that you're not even searching out. You go to an app that brings information to you. And it's just very detrimental to your brain because you're not thinking. Like when's the last time you sat even for an hour without your phone and just like wrote down your thoughts or thought about anything but, information that was brought to you? It's kind of crazy.
It is crazy. I even caught myself the other day. Like I have all my lights connected to the Alexa. And the other day, like the internet was out or it wasn't working and I had to turn on the lights manually and I got mad. I was just like, why do I have to do this?
Well, that's just the crumb that's going to lead us to that big, big pie.
No, I know. And then you got these things in here that are going to be able to like
walk your dog,
load the dishwasher,
Jerk you
do the
off.
laundry, It's like, it's scary to think about just what the world's going to look like. And I think it sounds nice to have these things do everything for you, but I feel like the world, like work ethic is already devolving. And this is just going to make it so much worse.
Well, my question is, like, when AI and stuff progresses to a point where, a lot of jobs are being wiped out,
Do you
what
think
is the work ethic needed for?
Do you think it'll be like just forced? I don't know if socialism is the right word, but not forced even.
I don't know how it's going to work because it's going to be like, if they're going to, obviously there's going to be a point at some point where no one's working because there's going to be a lot of these. So are they just going to be paying people money, or are they going to be able to own these things and take?
And this is the first. People are like, they're not even that smart. Well, this is like the first generation. Think of the first iPhone compared to what it can do now.
That was only 20 years ago.
Sorry. Think of the first phone compared to what the iPhone can do now. Like it's just, in 20 years.
I mean, even in the 40 years difference between just like computer technology to like when the first iPhone came out, like when the first iPhone came out, that had more computing power than the computers that sent the men to the moon,
Wow.
Yeah, this is the first commercial iteration of this,
But then also,
Are any jobs safe?
well, no. But what I was gonna say, I know, I know you're talking about like socialism, but if it's making,
I don't know if socialism is even right, but it's almost like, because I was thinking of everyone equal, but like if everything's taken care of,
I don't even know.
like how do you earn money?
I don't think you would need to earn money.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if it's like these robots earn the money for you by working the job. And
Well,
then-
Elon's gonna be cutting a check somehow.
Yeah, you wouldn't need a robot to go earn money for you because they could just build a robot to do it anyway and not need
Well,
to
yeah,
pay
but
you.
you still have to pay for like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How
everyday
do
life.
you do that?
There's
Yeah, I
gotta
don't-
be
So like say I
limit.
had a robot that was, so think of everything you did for me as an assistant, but I had a robot that did absolutely everything. Why would I need you?
Well,
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
how would you make money?
And think about, there's not a job out there I can think of that couldn't be replaced by, like doing like lawyer stuff. Why wouldn't? Especially contracts.
I mean, it
everything.
could.
That
I
would
mean,
be-
think about the evidence. It could just go through every camera and then logically go through the evidence
it's
and
like,
be
hey,
like,
he
no,
did
this
it.
happened or this didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's probably way faster too, more efficient with these things, honestly.
To a certain extent, I feel like at least legality wise, if it's like a criminal lawyer, what if there's not not enough evidence for it to logically come to the conclusion that they're guilty, even if they are? But
Well, that's what the jury's for.
But a human lawyer could make that argument and convince a jury.
Why couldn't AI?
Because then in that,
point.
here's the
That's
thing: if you're trying to, especially if you're the AI could take into account, take like all the stuff, like get backgrounds on all the people that are on the jury, and then know how to talk to them to like know how to appeal to each one of them to like, oh, I need to get that one for this reason. I'm gonna sway them with this.
And then we get to the point. Have you guys ever seen the movie Minority Report?
Yeah, I watched it for the first time not long ago.
Same. But
Pretty good.
Then we get to the point where they're predicting crimes
Yeah.
based on people's behaviors.
Yeah, you get locked up so fast, dude.
For what?
Data anticipated crime.
My thing is like the only way I could see money still being like needed is these robots inevitably are going to have to be serviced, right?
But couldn't they just service themselves?
But who's servicing those robots?
The other robots.
But who's paying for these robots?
Elon.
Elon's cool with paying.
Elon's going to be the only one with money? Or is he just going to...
Okay, so you have robots, and they fix the robots that are broken, and then
And-
once those
yeah.
fixed robots, you're always going to have enough robots to fix the fake the broken robots.
But here's the
not not all the robots are going to be broken.
But also, I still think capitalism plays an effect in this because Elon's just the first, not even maybe the first, but like he's not the only one building this style of robot.
So there's going to be more chances for the robots to take over our lives.